Hello everyone, my name is Rainey. I got my tech suit on. Welcome back. It's part 4. Y'all should know what it is by now, so I'm not gonna waste too much time recapping, so here we go. If you've never seen anything of Star Wars before and you've watched me tweet about it, then you've probably only heard good things and you want the most effective and filler-free chronological experience. So that's what I'm here to provide. This is for people who have never seen anything Star Wars before. Here we go. Step 1, watch Phantom Menace. Step 2, watch Attack of the Clones. Step 3, watch part 1 of this guide. Step 4, watch part 2 of this guide. Step 5, watch part 3 of this guide. And here we are at part 4. Welcome back, everyone. Season 4. Feeling good, drinking my UCC. Shout out Japan. I got a baldy right now, but it's all good. I got my tech suit on, you know what I'm saying? It's Sunday. We here, we live. Part 4, baby. Last arc, we left off on the Trandoshan arc, which focused heavily on Ahsoka and developed a lot of her character and thrust her into a lot of responsibility that she did not otherwise have up until this point. Next, we kick off Season 4, which I think, by looking at my list, which I'm going to leave right here. Yeah, I think Season 4 is the only season where you don't jump anywhere at all, and you just go straight through. So this is going to be a lot easier and a lot quicker than a lot of the other videos. Episodes 1, 2, and 3 I call the water level arc. You can skip this entire thing, because I thought that Kit Fisto was going to have a lot more involvement in it. And also, I play video games, and I hate water levels. Only like 2 games have been able to do it right. Water levels suck. Underwater missions suck. Underwater stories suck. I don't like this water shit. I can't swim. I don't like it. I get paranoid. Okay, stop. Don't watch it. There's not enough Kit Fisto in it. I mean, I guess if you like Admiral Akbar, his people are in it, but it's not like he's in it. But if you've never seen Star Wars before, then you have no idea whose name I just said. So you can skip this arc entirely. Next is a standalone episode. Season 4, episode 4. By the way, I'm going to stop saying season 4 because this is entirely season 4. So episode 4, Shadow Warrior. A standalone with Jar Jar, Grievous, and Dooku. That dynamic makes for a very weird episode. Again, you can totally skip it. I don't like Jar Jar. I don't think most people like Jar Jar. But if you like Jar Jar, you want to see him, totally watch it. Next is a very short 2-episode arc, the Aleen arc. That's episodes 5 and 6. You have Mercy Mission, which focuses on the clones, which I usually don't skip because Commander Wolf and the 104th are in it, better known as the Wolf Pack. But 3PO is really annoying, and I don't really care about R2 or the droids and stuff like that, so this arc is entirely skippable to me. And I know that while this list relies heavily on my personal taste, I'm also taking into consideration what drives the story forward and what episodes help or hurt the pace of the show overall. I'm not gonna cross an episode off just because I don't like a character. Sure, a lot of the characters I don't like actually fall in line with a lot of the characters that most people don't like. I'm also not gonna leave out arcs with characters that I think would benefit the story a great deal and would drive the themes forward. But R2 and 3PO exist as comic relief, Jar Jar was a mistake, and the politics exists solely to give the characters a reason to go do stuff. So there's no real reason to watch episodes with any of these people or these themes in them because they don't necessarily add or take away anything from the story. So moving on to the first arc that I actually recommend you watch is episodes 7, 8, 9, and 10, the Pong Krell arc, and also the longest arc up until this point, consisting of 4 episodes, whereas before, the longest arcs would only ever include 3. All of these episodes focus heavily on the clones and Jedi Master Pong Krell. Now, I'm not gonna go on too long about this because literally anything I say could spoil a lot, but just know there's a lot of development here. There is excellent writing, great direction. The stakes feel higher than ever in this arc, and it is really, really important that you watch all 4 of them. Again, the clones get a lot of shine, and I think Pong Krell is a great character that everybody loves to hate, and you'll see why. Next is a Kadavo arc. Another very political arc. The clones are in it for a little bit. I think Rex is in the middle episode. If you like Dooku, this arc in particular has a very heavy focus on him, but otherwise, again, very inconsequential, doesn't really matter. Next, there's one standalone Mandalore episode, A Friend in Need. It's very political. Ahsoka, Pre Vizsla, and Death Watch are in it. If you like Pre Vizsla, watch this one. Otherwise, very, very skippable. Next is what I call the Face Off arc. That's episodes 15 through 18. This arc is incredible. When I say that the Star Wars universe is teeming with potential and you can literally do whatever you want, this arc focuses on Obi-Wan. I'm not gonna spoil too much because the episode is insane, but just know that Obi-Wan is not entirely himself in these episodes. Also, in the last video when I told you to skip the Cad Bane arc in that one and that there was a better one down the line, this is the better one that I was talking about. You'll notice that I talk less and less and that these videos get shorter and shorter as you go along because there really is a lot of substance here in these later seasons, and saying anything and explaining it outright to you guys would kind of be a disservice and like ruin the experience of the episode when I could otherwise just tell you which ones are really good and which ones to skip and which ones are worthwhile and which ones aren't so much. So the face-off arc, yeah, you can skip episode 16 because episode 17 recaps it. So watch 15, 17, and 18. That is the bulk of the arc. That is really what matters. 16 is real wordy. I don't really think it was necessary compared to the other three. Moving on, we go back and we tap into the dark side of the Force yet again because Ventress gets her own little arc. This pair of episodes is super interesting because Ventress faces betrayal and she learns how to deal with that and recover from that. Also, Embo is in episode 20 and literally for like only half a second, but I love him and I will recommend anything that Embo is in. Now, moving on to the final arc, we revisit a character that we were introduced to last season, Savage Opress, in search of his brother, and it's none other than our long-lost pal Maul. Mother Talzin sends Savage to go look for him. It taps into some really heady, unstable, dark places. It's a direction that I was surprised to see the show go in. So much so that the title crawl is actually in red letters this time around, as opposed to the traditional yellow, or blue that they do for when they focus more on the droids. But yeah, watch these because they are a great end to a great season, and it is well worth the watch. So I know the videos are getting a lot shorter, and this one was very short in particular, but I wanted to get through it because I think you guys are familiar with the formula by now, and again, if I say too much about a lot of these episodes, I'll be spoiling a lot of good moments for y'all. But I also wanted to get through it because I wanted to talk about this season for a little bit in general. Season 4, I think, is like the peak of quality in terms of this show as a whole. Not that it gets worse from here, it's actually still very fantastic, but in this season, you really start to feel the effects and feel the stakes of the Clone Wars, especially if you have yet to see Revenge of the Sith, because oh my god, that movie holds so much more weight after you've watched these and are watching Revenge of the Sith for the first time, as opposed to people doubling back from Revenge of the Sith like I did. Like, I watched my buddy Leo watch Revenge of the Sith for the first time after sitting through all of Clone Wars with no filler guide, so he watched literally everything in numerical order as opposed to chronological, and his reactions were so priceless, and I wish I got them on video. But yeah, this is where you start to really feel the effects of the Clone Wars, and I think that people experiencing Star Wars for the first time who are coming to this from Attack of the Clones as opposed to doubling back from Revenge of the Sith are definitely going to have a very different, very more impactful experience with Revenge of the Sith. So trust me, a word of advice, do not watch Revenge of the Sith until you have finished Clone Wars or until you have finished this guide, which hopefully you continue to follow up until the end, and see how vastly different your take on that film is from some of your friends who were into Star Wars before. Anyway, keep that in mind. Enjoy Clone Wars. Thank you guys so much for joining me once again. This has been another Hearse Boys segment. Be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, click the bell icon to get notifications for when we upload, and we will see you next week for Season 5's guide, the second to last episode in this series, and 1 week closer to the release of Season 7 of Clone Wars on Disney+. My name is Rainey. I'll see you guys next time.